and welcome to another edition of the One Team We Agree On. And we are no longer a Union podcast. We're a Phillies podcast. We're talking about the fightins. Said.
We
Just
are.
kidding. Actually, we're still a Union podcast. But go Phils.
I mean,
We're recording this right after the Phillies had their walk-off win via Nick Castellanos. So I'm pretty pumped.
and hey, I'm happy because I hate
Rest
the
of the
Mets too. So
Yeah, and
go
what we're gonna
Phils.
yes, go Phils. And we had kind of a bummer with some other games this weekend. So
Yeah, it was not a great weekend for the Union. It was not a great week overall for the Union. Or you too for that fact, or follow you three a day. That was kind of a snore fest. So hey,
we're gonna get into it.
we are gonna get into it. But before we get started, where can people find us?
Well, I thought we were gonna talk about what we're wearing first.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Yes, but
It's been a long day, folks.
it has been. We've been up since 5:30 and then drove the 6 hours from Columbus. So,
Yeah, so
yeah.
what are we wearing?
I am wearing my City Connect Phillies hat. I'm wearing my City Connect Phillies jersey, which is Bryce Harper. And underneath I have on the Hispanic Heritage Union top that was just out this year. So,
Yay.
and what are you wearing, Kyle?
I'm wearing JSP Dupe.
Yes.
Yep. Dupe on the back. Love this. One of the most comfortable Union shirts I have. Actually, I also like the Union shirt. That's very comfortable.
That is a good one.
So, but anyway, where can people react and find us?
So we are on Twitter at TOTWAG. I refuse to call it X. We are on Facebook and Instagram at The One Team We Agree On. We're on YouTube at The One Team We Agree On. We have our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com. You can find me on TikTok at Jillian_Albany as well.
And she'll be posting some videos from this past weekend in Columbus. So keep an eye out for that. And hey, while the Union didn't have a great weekend, we're gonna have a good podcast on tap. So let's get into it. Let's talk about our trip. Everything's been said about Orlando. Don't want to get into it. Move on. We were with Jim in the presser on Friday. Live from Columbus, apparently.
Yeah.
And hey, the Union controlled their destiny. So we drove out. We left at 5:45 a.m. Met our good buddy Todd Lewis.
Yep, picked him up at the airport.
Yeah.
Yep, we got in around 12:30 on Saturday. So it was Ohio State. This football team was having a home game too. So we're like, oh man, it might be nuts. But actually we didn't encounter too much.
No, and that's the thing. Just knowing Columbus, we were outside of that crowd, but
Yeah.
I know Todd said he saw some Columbus fans, he saw some Ohio State fans. Anyway, we picked them up, went to the hotel, then went and checked out downtown Columbus.
Yeah.
So let's share some video, just showing some of our drive. So first, this is our drive up. So we left early and we encountered fog.
Yeah, so of course, if you're familiar, so we're from Lancaster and we're going on the turnpike and it was foggy for quite a long time.
Yes, this is the Saltgate Turnpike. Anybody else drove up? And we're vibing if people can't hear this stuff.
Yeah, if you heard the music in the background, it was from Desire, which of course is used for God's Dogs on Fire.
And we played that song last time when we went to Cincinnati. So
and then we found out that that Columbus likes to play that song for Cucho.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So anyway, we are now not playing that song anymore when we go to Ohio. Bad things happen.
Bad juju there.
Yes, bad juju. Anyway, so yeah, we got in. And you had said we got to the Welcome to Ohio.
Oh yeah.
So
can you tell I teach middle school?
So yeah, shout out to Kate Wolf. He'll love this.
Yeah, I told Kyle what Skibbity Ohio and Skibbity Toilet and all that stuff is, but I sent him a picture of Skibbity Toilet. But yes, we were in Skibbity, Ohio.
We were in Skibbity, Ohio.
Kyle, you don't have that Skibbity, Ohio riz.
No, I don't want to. But anyway, so anyway, we went to the North Market.
Yes.
Prior to the match, and so it was on my travel article. Um, and if anybody else checked it out, please leave a comment. Um, I want to hear your thoughts, but this is a really cool place. Reminds me a little bit like the LA market we were at, like Reagan Terminal, like Central Market,
It,
even.
yeah, I would say it's comparable to size-wise to, like, Lancaster Central Market, maybe
Yeah,
slightly smaller, actually, I even
it was a small market. It's not Reagan Terminal size. Um, it's not that LA.
think, like,
Um,
Findlay Market in, Cincinnati.
I think this is
This was a little bigger, maybe,
yeah. So anyway, they have a lot of different ethnic foods.
which I
That
love.
yeah, same here. So we walked around. They had tap room. Um, they had some, fresh market place where you get food, spices, herbs, flowers here. Um,
All kinds of good food to go. Oh, the
the,
pho. We wanted to try the pho. We love Vietnamese food.
I did get Momo Gar,
Yeah.
the dumplings. They're phenomenal. Probably the best dumplings. Todd got the pizza that was right in the back there.
Mhm.
You went upstairs to, the, hot
Hot chicken
chicken.
takeover, it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I got a hot chicken sandwich, and it's on the second level, and this is just a view from above. But it's upstairs, and they have all kinds of hot chicken sandwiches, and it's not just hot chicken, but
no.
I got the like Southern style one, which came with pimento cheese, which I love pimento cheese. So um, it was really good. It was really spicy. I mean, I've had Nashville hot chicken plenty. This was really spicy. I was suffering a little bit, but it was worth it. It was so flavorful. It was really good.
Was it really that spicy? Because I took a bite, I'm like, "Okay, I
You
could."
well, Kyle, you're the one who gets like the fire wings at Jack's, and you're like, I'd like a dozen of the fire wings, and yes, I'm sure.
So, for people that don't know, so we have a place here in Millersville called Jack's, and Jack's does fire sauce. It's, the former softball coach of Solanco, High School, and he was the assistant coach for a long time when I was at Millersville. Anywho, he opened a restaurant. It's Jack's. Everything's Jack themed, like Captain Jack's. Anyway, long story short, they make this fire sauce, right? And it's hot. But it's flavorful. So if anybody's had a really hot, spicy sauce, and you ever come up to Millersville and go to Jack's, get the fire wings if you can handle like really, really hot. But just know they're gonna say, "Are you sure?" And just say, "Yeah, you're sure." Because yeah, you're gonna sweat, and you're gonna sweat a lot, but they're so good.
Yeah, I was sweating.
And also, if you do get the Jack's wings, get them double fried with the sauce on first because they are delectable. Anyway, pro
Yes.
tip.
But yeah,
Um,
so we were up then we went and ate upstairs, like, they have all kinds of seating upstairs, and
yeah,
there is my hot chicken sandwich with fries and a Coke, and, yeah, and we sat up there for a while, and I had, Jenny's ice cream,
yep,
and that's the original location. They have it I had you they do, like, half scoops, so it says, like, they do half scoops to encourage you to have lots of different flavors, which I love because I can never decide. So I just got 2 scoops. I got wild berry lavender because I love lavender, like everything, and I got cookies and cream because that's one of my favorite
yeah,
flavors.
chai stout.
Yeah, they had a chai stout, so they had a little, like, bar and, like, bottle shop. It was called Barrel in the Bottle or something like that,
Yeah,
and so we got some things there. I love chai, so I had to try that. But, the ice cream was fantastic. I know Todd had cookies and cream as well,
yeah.
and it was good.
And I had a Northeast IPA
Mhm.
um, from I think it was the Second City place that I had posted.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, excellent Northeast IPA.
Yeah, so we sat up there and, ate our food, and I had the Phillies game on for a while we're sitting there because we were there for the start of the game. We were there for the leadoff Schwarbomb, on Saturday. Unfortunately, of course, the rest of the game didn't go well, but we had some joy there for a little while.
Anyway, and then after that, we went outside and we said, "Hey," I thought like there was like kind of like what I like to call a river walk where they had bridges and like just everything. So we walked through the arena areas,
Yeah,
as
it's
they
called,
call
like,
it.
the Arena District.
Yeah, and a lot of restaurant shops. We walked back where Columbus Blue Jackets played.
Yeah, Nationwide Arena, and, on the picture there, you can see Blue Jackets, And, so is that Johnny Gaudreau?
Yes.
Oh, that makes me sad.
R.I.P. Flames legend Johnny
Yes,
Gaudreau.
yes. Pour one out for Johnny Gaudreau. Um,
But let's talk about this. So
yeah.
we saw these people wearing tape, handkerchiefs,
Some very interesting
and
outfits.
I'm like, is there like a LARP or is this just
Yeah.
something going on? And then you and Todd were like, yeah, it's 21 pilots. I'm like, what's 21 pilots? And you both were like, Kyle, you
Kyle,
are
you don't
old.
know what 21 Pilots is?
And yeah, everybody's like, oh my God, Kyle, you don't know what 21
And
pilots.
then
Yes, I'm old and I listen to
but
heavy
then
metal.
but I did, like, kind of, like, sing a couple of songs for you, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, I know that."
Yeah, and then Todd filled us in on like their
The
fan,
Click.
yeah, on them. And oh my God, I'm like, where in metal do I see this kind of fan base? And I don't. I do not. So for all you guys that like this kind of music, like I know the Killers had the Victims.
Yeah, but they don't dress all, like, a certain way. Everyone just
No,
wears what they want.
I know Swifties do. Shout out to
Okay,
Swift.
Swiftie it's kind yeah, this was kinda more in the vein of, like, how Swifties, like, they do the friendship
And I get
bracelets, all that
that.
kinda stuff,
Yeah, yeah, I
and
get
they dress
that.
up.
But then you go to
Hey.
metal concert and you're like, okay.
It's like well, anyway, but there was, yeah, people waiting for that concert, and, so
But they had merch selling before the doors open, which
yeah.
we all agreed, like, that is really smart.
Yeah, because 'cause don't you hate, like, going into a concert and then you gotta wait in a
Wait in
line for
line.
merch? Why don't you be able to get stuff outside it? Plus, they can sell to people who are not going to the concert,
I
you
was
know?
actually thinking of
They're gonna
going
make more
outside.
money that way, I
Yeah,
think.
I agree 100%.
So, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, then we head to lower.com field. We got there early.
Yep. Yep.
It was sunny.
It was sunny because 'cause we're looking right in the sun there, but we wanted to get the lower.com field,
Two of the three are
behind
not
us.
like the other. Guess who did not wear sunglasses?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't see. I can't
Yeah.
see. I'm like looking right in the sun. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we were parked right by the Nordeca,
yeah.
by their supporter group.
So anyway, let's get back to just our initial thoughts of lower.com field.
Yeah, so it's kind of, like, not right like, I would say it's around a lot of, like, empty space, like, it's, like, not finished around there, you know,
No,
s
I mean, Sands Union, you could finish that parking lot that we parked in. It was a gravel lot.
Yeah,
Um, there was a lot of buildings there. Beautiful. I
there's, like,
say,
stuff going up around it, yeah.
yeah, I think they got something going on there. Now, having said that, it was super easy to get into once you understand. Like, if you're pressed, it's kind of a little, yeah, navigate a little bit more. But I will say, going out was kind of tricky only because I think the concert also was going on at the same time. We were
Yeah,
chatting about that. It's a little tricky that way, but at the same time, it's a nice area. It's right by the ballpark, right by the hockey stadium.
mhm,
Um,
it's a nice location.
it is, and I was really impressed with the pitch itself, the arena, and we'll get into this in a little bit, but at the end of the show, actually, because I want to bump this in.
Yeah,
But um, we'll take some show some pictures here. So we went in early. We were
yep.
doing press.
Yep, so there's a picture I took from right inside we got inside the gate, so you can see the whole, stadium. So, yeah, they have 2 levels all around, they have, like, the roof, so it really does trap the sound. You'll see later they had, pyrotechnics and good sound system, all that, so it was really nice.
And we got to meet up with a friend, Dave Leno.
Yeah, shout out Dave, always good to see you.
Yeah, yeah, it was a good time.
So that was up in the press area, and we were talking with Danny Higginbotham too,
Yeah,
which was
and
awesome.
it was nice.
It's great to talk to him.
It was nice to talk to Danny,
Mhm.
and you know, at that point, and we'll talk about it right now. Um, Toronto, who doesn't play on decision day, lost 1-0, and so the whole conversation was, how can the Union win tonight? And everybody's saying, well, they got a shot, and there's actually a scenario that if the Union won and what was it, DC lost and
And Toronto lost,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they would clinch.
Yeah.
And so everybody's saying, okay,
Toronto lost, okay.
all right, and then let's see what DC does. But at the end of the day, because Toronto lost, Union are not eliminated. So they still have a game
Yeah.
in hand. So you go in that game thinking, hey,
So
they
saying we have a chance. There's a chance.
well, there was hope.
There was
And
hope.
there was hope. And then the lineup came out and you're like, okay,
Okay.
this is a good lineup. Let's roll. And I literally, when I walked down after the national anthem and got my seat, I'm looking at myself, all right. And I turned to Todd and I said, you guys score in the first 15 minutes, game on. Anyway, let's get back to your pictures, knowing what we know now. Uh,
Yep. Um,
so that
yeah.
was that.
From the press box from where we were.
And then teams warming up.
Yeah. And might I add, the press box.
Okay, get back. Let's get back.
Yeah. So, the press box setup was kind of cool that, you have like the dining area right behind it. It's very easy to access that.
Like DC,
Well, yeah, I mean, people
kind of
won't know
like
what
Charlotte.
that means though, but,
I mean, not Charlotte, Cincinnati, but
yeah.
yeah.
And they actually do have windows that can close. But
That's
they had
true.
open because it was really nice out. But the only downside was we were crammed down there. We were like sardines in there.
And
But
I feel bad for people because, like,
it was just really tight.
it is really tight. And
And there
I
was a
like
nice
said
press
to the
area
guy
too.
next to me,
Yeah.
who was very nice. He was
Yeah.
really nice. I'm like, sorry, I'm bumping into you.
Yeah.
And you can tell everybody's doing the best they can. Talked to a couple people that approved our credentials at the end, thanked them, and they were
Yeah.
like, thank you for coming. Here's my thing. So we go to a Union game and we've been press box.
Yeah.
It's crowded. I mean, it's down that first row, it's crowded, back line's
Sure.
crowded. Then I got two rows there.
Yeah.
And we were talking to Tyler Fisher. Shout out to Tyler
Yeah, it
if
was
you're
nice
there.
meeting Tyler.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a
From
reporter
Master.
for Columbus.
Yeah. And they have three reporters that cover that team. Three reporters that cover that team. They have won a Leafs Cup.
Mm-hmm.
They have won MLS Cup in the last year.
Yep.
They have three reporters. And this just goes to show now, I get it's small market,
Mm-hmm.
but you'd think there'd be more people
Yeah.
showing up. And I know that MLS Gone Wild shows up
Yeah.
every now and then, and a couple other people do, but you gotta wonder, like, hmm, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I know Philly's the fourth biggest market. I get all that,
But yeah,
but
play that show that next one. So it's just some warm up.
it is, and there's a
Yeah.
very special
Yeah.
player.
It's Cav. Yeah. Quinn. Yeah, it was just Cavan kicking on the ball.
Uh, oh,
Were you sharing it?
blunder one.
Yeah, I was hearing you were sharing it even. Anyway, I don't think you were sharing that before, Kyle.
I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, it was like Quinn, like the last one's off the pitch for Quinn and Cavan, and then like yeah, Cavan just kind of kicking the ball in. So anyway.
All right, hold on. So yeah, we were selling into it, and then we want to give a shout
So you
out
weren't sharing that.
to some of the supporters that
Yeah.
showed up to the game.
Yeah, so we know of like four supporters that were there. I know like Fred and Pino were there. Like according to Pino, there was like four of them. Fred was in all the pink except for breast cancer awareness month. So
Yeah.
shout out for Fred doing that. But yeah, they were like before I even saw them there, I was like, all right, where are the Union supporters, let's look for the most out of the way worst seats possible. That's usually where they stick the away supporters. And we're like, must be over there. And sure enough, then we saw the Union flag and we
Yep.
saw those guys there.
So my thought is like you get that whole section for like the
Mm-hmm.
game filled up. That'd be a wonderful area.
Thing is, it's under the roof, so.
So then I do want to talk about the pregame because 15 minutes to kickoff, they go, all right, they do a whole presentation. They
Yeah.
dim the lights, like boom, boom. And they get all excited, they get all fired up.
Yeah.
People are still filing in because I'm watching. Like
Mhm.
people are even like 2 minutes to kickoff. People are still
Yeah.
coming in, but they like do a countdown. Then they do the whole celebration. Then Nordecki does something, and then they show like a slab of rock that
Yeah.
has a Union logo that they jackhammer. I get it's crew,
Yeah.
but they also had Crew Cat.
Yeah, and they did the the Elvis song, I Can't Help Falling in Love with Crew. the whole thing. They like didn't sing along.
I do need to talk about Crew Cat.
Okay,
I'm a fan of cats.
but not of Crew Cat. I'm sorry.
I'm not a fan of Crew Cat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is Cats to do, not Cats Crew.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was cool. One thing I thought was
But
cool is,
shout out to a cat mascot.
yeah, they had a QR code on their
Yeah.
screens and, for the learning the chants and everything.
That was the other big thing because you, me, and Tyler were both like, and look, we're both in Sons of Ben. We get it. But you could do that.
Yeah.
Oh, well, the union don't want to do that. Well, then tell them there's other MLS teams that are doing this for the fan base.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. Well,
Yeah.
maybe they need to make it easier. Maybe they need to engage the fans more because I saw fans right below us
Yeah.
holding up their phones,
Yeah.
scanning the QR code.
Yeah.
So, and you heard it throughout the match. The place was
Yeah.
loud.
I think that would get more people outside of the River End involved in it. Like putting the lyrics to Four Leaf Clover up on the screen is a start.
It is.
It
Okay.
is. That's the song that a lot of people really don't know the lyrics to. That song also is so like down tempo. Like, I don't know, like if they could put more of the other ones up or like have the QR code, I think that would be good.
You know how they do the countdown?
Yeah.
Do it like 5 minutes
Mm-hmm.
before the match
Yeah.
across the entire state. Oh, people don't show up. Okay, well, maybe this gets them in the stadium. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't
Yeah.
have the answers. But
We're
could
just
you
spitballing
imagine
here.
they do that
Yeah.
and then they do the sucks
Yeah.
and then they go union and they get everybody fired
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
You're like, that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. So they
Anyway,
have yeah, this is before kickoff.
this is right before kickoff. And that place, even though you can see upper levels not filled in, it's pumping. So anyway,
Yep.
let's get into the match.
Yeah.
Um, we were flat-footed. Oh,
That's the Nate goal. You don't
yeah.
want to show that yet.
No, no.
Yeah.
We're flat-footed
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you can get scored on what, like the 4th minute or whatever it was
on a set piece.
on a set piece.
Cucho doing Cucho things.
Yep.
But no, it was weird. And I have an arc coming out. Like, they just look tired. They look tired. And they look like they've gone all the way they can go. We're coaches. Different sport, I get it.
Like they really picked it up the last few games and just the stretch like
And
front.
it's not like they're not trying.
Yeah.
No, there was no like, okay, we're just gonna get through these last 2 games and want the season to be over. They're not throwing it in towel, folks.
No, no.
No, we're not saying that. It's just they came out, they were a little flat. Columbus, as Jim said, is a better team. We'll get to his clips in a little bit. I mean, Columbus is what the Union should be.
They really are. I mean, they're a small market team, it's not a big destination city by any means. But yet they've got a world-class coach in Wilfred Nancy. They have, you know, these guys like Cucho, who's legit good.
Here,
And
Rossi, they
yeah, no,
got
they have these strong players and they have a really good fan base, honestly. So, I mean, they've got a lot good going on and, respect there. It for me, it's like they're good and they don't have all the fake plastic fans like some other teams do. But
no, they don't, or the really wild fans.
and yeah, like anyone we met was nice, but like
Yeah.
and I have to say like the people in the media were really nice that we talked to.
Everybody was super
Yeah,
nice, and
yeah.
everybody was really like, "Hi, thanks for coming."
Yeah, and then I will say this, that the crew did a really good job of neutralizing the Union's front three. And as the
Oh,
front three go, the team goes.
and Jim talked
And
about
there it is.
that.
Exactly.
I mean, look, so you can go down 1-0, and you're like, "Okay, here we go."
Yep.
Andre keeps the Union in the game. I mean, there was like 15 minutes in the game. I turned to both of you, and even Tyler was like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Hmm." Like,
Yeah.
kind of gave him a look like, "Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
get interesting." I mean, it could have been 3-0 first.
Yeah.
Andre Blake's doing Andre Blake
Oh, he
thing.
made some spectacular saves.
Having said that, we'll show the piece. You can get a foul right outside the box.
Yeah, McKellar got taken out.
Yeah. So let's show this. So here's set piece. So I'm gonna take this back. Here we go. Here's the set piece. And you think to yourself at that point, all right,
Game on.
game on. And Harold, 2 goals, 2 games. Shout out to his family because,
Yeah.
I know they follow the podcast. I mean, Nate's playing good now. I thought he had a good night. He was one of my top 3 of the night. Not
Yeah.
because he scored a goal. I thought he was good defensively
Yeah.
too.
Hmm.
And then here's a little bit more.
Celebration. Yeah.
All the booze. Love to hear it.
There's the Union fans.
Oh yeah. Great video. And here's another picture. Oh wait.
Yeah,
No,
they're
no. So anyway.
Say, yeah, I thought I had some other things on there, but fine. So yeah, it was like, all right, game on, let's go. And that of course wouldn't last, but
Well, I I said to a couple of us, if the Union just go in half 1-1,
mm-hmm.
we'd be good. No Farsi comes,
Mm-hmm.
hits a hits a nice goal. Little mistake in defensive end. It's 2-1 going into half. You're like, all right.
Still just down by 1, but still that's gonna be tough because Columbus is tough.
And then you give it a second set piece, and it's now 3-1. And I'm thinking to myself,
However,
shout
yes,
out to Jack McGlynn because Jack got the Union back in the
he
game.
had just been subbed on not long before.
Yeah. And I mean, okay, comes on, scores a goal. Union are back in it, 3-2. You think, okay, this is good. This
Yeah.
is good. We can get it. And then Daniel Gazza gets the ball in the box.
Yep.
Instead of sailing it or heading it, sails it wide.
Yep.
And the game of soccer, the margins are razor thin.
The margins are razor thin. How razor thin were they, Kyle, in your opinion? Were they like a millimeter, 2 millimeters? I don't know.
I don't know.
Shall I whip out the ruler?
You should,
But
because it,
seriously,
it was just like, oh, that was our chance. We miss it. Final whistle blew. And yeah, Union fell to 11th place and now need help. They entered the game
mhm.
with such hope.
And
It's the hope that kills
it's
you.
the hope that kills you.
I'm gonna make a shirt.
And at this point, the Phillies had already lost earlier in the day. Like, ugh, that was horrible. Um, and yeah, so I was already like, come on, Union, we need you to do something, and then that happened. So that was a bummer. It was just deflating.
It was. It
So
it
yeah.
it was just a game where you wanted more from this team, and they've come so far. But I get fans' frustrations. I really do. And if you're,
Absolutely.
I don't know. We can point at ownership. Sure, ownership. I mean, Todd, you and I, after the game, were sitting in the hotel room looking at ownerships across the MLS and looking at, net worth and all that. And sure, that's fine. But at the end of the day, you got to invest in the squad. The
Yeah.
league's gotten better.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against Pro Rel. League's gotten better. And do you want to be academy-based team? I mean, look at Dallas right now. I mean, North Texas is winning the. Yes, they have a supporter shield. I don't know.
Well,
Whatever it
if
is,
there is one, they've won it.
yeah, they won it. But at the end of the day, like, sure, academy's great, but you also got to invest in the academy. You look at Cincinnati was there. St. Louis had a run last year, but they finished second this year, so they're doing something right, maybe. I think as as a coach, as coaches,
Mm-hmm.
you do all you can. You got to reevaluate, and it's simple as that. Some people are jumping off the ship. I get it, it's Philly. I mean, gosh, the Dolphins won
Mhm.
today, and
Somehow.
people are still jumping on the ship. I mean, look, at the end of the day, changes are going to come. They need to, and if they don't, well, then that's another question for another day, which
Yeah.
we're going to be monitoring.
Yep.
But at the same time, I think the best thing we can do on decision day is people need to show up.
Show up and be loud. You know what? Fight to the finish. Give it all,
And as
give
we
it all
were
you got.
driving to Todd the airport, I said, "You ain't got nothing to lose.
Just lay it all out there.
Just lay it out. You get 3 points and you don't make the playoffs,
Hmm.
you know, freaking go like do a touchdown, go 7-0 on Cincinnati, and leave a good taste. Like
Yeah.
just leave a good taste in people's mouth.
Yeah.
That's how you salvage this season. But it's still going to be it's going to be disappointment
Yeah.
regardless. But leave some people walking out going, man, this season sucked. But that was something good.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, you have done that before,
At-
but at the
Yeah.
same time, like you need to just
At least end with a win.
end with a win.
Because unfortunately, just winning isn't going to be enough. They're going to need some help too.
Yeah. So let's play Jim Skirt.
Yeah.
Should we play him?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So we spoke with Jim, press conference afterward. The two of us and Todd Lewis
Yep.
in person there.
Yeah, they're not in our control anymore, so we'll need some help. What we can control is getting a win at home against a strong Cincinnati team. Something we're more than capable of, but obviously we've let ourselves down in the recent weeks. We've played great opponents. Orlando and Columbus are really good opponents. Had half chances to get back into both games and maybe steal a point. But if we're being honest, we were outplayed by Orlando and we were outplayed by Columbus. So those two teams are at a level a little bit above us right now. That's the reality. Having said that, could have stole a point, but we didn't get the job done. So now it comes down to decision day against Cincinnati at home. What we can control is playing the right way, getting a result, getting a win in front of our fans, which they deserve. And then from there, hopefully we get a break and find ourselves in the playoffs.
All right. I want to address this.
Yes.
I saw a couple people on Twitter saying this is Jim, Jim being Jim talk. Jim being Jim talk. I'll take this off so people can clip this. I don't know. I mean, he's right. I mean, they control their destiny, but they don't control their destiny, anymore.
Nope. They did
But they just
yesterday.
gotta get 3 points. And people are like, well, it's just coach speech. Well, it is. I mean, I want to know how many of you out there that are coaches have been in this situation. You've been in this situation. I've been in this situation.
Hmm.
Was that a coach response, in your opinion?
I mean, honestly, it's him being honest.
It's him being very honest. And I also think it's a shout out to the ownership. Like,
Yeah.
they're a level above us. What are you going to
Hmm.
do? And that's I don't think people are picking up on that. He's still calling out ownership on this.
Because
And
ownership said, well, we've never said it, like Jim and Ernst come to them saying, we want this player. We haven't been like, no.
I'd really like to have a conversation with you know who that talked to Mike Barrera.
Hmm.
If you want to come on the pod, I'm not going to name names, but you know who you are because he follows the pod. Come on the pod. Ask some questions. Anyway, and actually, yeah, I'd like to have Mike on for that pod too, because let's make it public. Anyway, having said that, you asked the question as well.
Yes, it did.
All right, so we'll get to that as well. All right.
Still in the game. It was disappointing to be down. Obviously on the road, it's hard, but I thought the guys again still fight for everything. The quality of Kucha though is a different level, and we learned that the hard way tonight. Not just the goals he scored, but just how dangerous he was all night. Can kind of go to a level that not many in our league, and not many players in our league can match. So he was excellent. It was a difficult night for us trying to deal with him. You know, again, had some chances to get back into it. Threw everyone forward at the end, and it just wasn't quite enough.
Yeah, and I had asked about just talking about Jack McGlynn coming in and the boost he provided, and also just the message at halftime.
Again, I mean, you can get a player like Kucha. We don't even need a player. Like, just get some good players in the offseason. All will be fine. Fans will come back. And that's the reality situation. Like,
Imagine if the Union had like a Lucho, like on a Cuesta,
I mean, sure. Sure,
you
Ty
know?
and Mikhail would feed. But
Yeah.
I mean, like, look, let's be the honest. Like, then you sacrifice Gazdag. That doesn't work.
No.
Um,
And Gosdog's good. It's just, yeah,
he's having a great year.
he was. I
I
mean,
mean, all three of them,
yeah,
it's not.
the offense hasn't necessarily been a
It's
problem.
been the defense. I know
And not having
Jonathan,
Andre.
and I know Jonathan Tannenwald asks about, do you get points? Yeah, I've sat here late at night, Jonathan. You're not listening, but maybe somebody can clip this and send it to him. I've sat up late at night looking at the games Andre's missed. The amount of points Todd's talked about it. We've talked about it. Jose Nunez has talked about it. Lots of podcasts have talked about it. And people in the media have talked about it. Matt George has talked about it. Sure, it's a problem. Andre's won more points for the Union than anything. And if Andre's in for half of those games, April through when he came back at the end of summer, I mean, sure, you're in the playoff picture.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about that. My concern is the center backs. I mean, they have their moments, sure, and I love them, and they need to be recognized when their career is over. But I mean, sometimes you gotta call a spade.
They're not getting any younger. We love Jack and Jacob, and they're great players, but unfortunately, just sometimes it's just not been enough.
The league's caught up. So
Yeah.
again, I'm not trying to be negative here. I'm
No.
just saying, like, we gotta catch up to the league.
Do you think Makanya should have gotten a chance?
I mean, no. I mean,
That's the thing. I don't think he's that
look,
level. He's just
I
not
love
ready.
Makanya, but
Yeah, he
we
does a good
watched
job
him
with you too.
today, and
But even today,
he
yeah,
got beat so bad. And
even
it's
with
like,
Union too, yeah.
let's talk about Union 2. So Union 2,
What do you
and
want to wrap up we want to wrap up Columbus?
I mean, I had a fun time.
I did too. Like aside from
It's
the
gonna
loss,
be a really negative episode, people, for the last 5 minutes. So
no,
buckle in.
no, but we had a fun time. Just to wrap it up, we left early Sunday morning and
Drove back
we
and
drove
back
back
for,
just in time to watch Union 2. So there's our segue.
and they got beat.
They got beat.
Yep.
And that was frustrating because it's like, come on. Because like even yesterday, talking to people, it's like, hey, but at least we got Union 2 tomorrow. And then, Union 2, all they needed to do was win, or if there would be a Cincy 2 loss, and there's a few other scenarios, but the big thing is if they win, okay, they win the East, like they're in the number 1 seed. Okay. They controlled their destiny there. Unfortunately, they couldn't get that done. So they came so close. They lost 2-1. And so they gave up the goal. And then, they battled, they scored. I'll tell you what, really nice play from Eddie Davis to Marcus Anderson. I thought Marcus, played his butt off. Poor guy kept getting like, you know, um just, like, fouled so many times where, like, he was getting beat up. It's like, no wonder the guy has been injured so many times. But no, really nice goal by him. He had some other chances. Union 2 had other chances. But unfortunately, that joy was short-lived from Union 2 tying it up because they gave it right back, like, I don't know, like, a minute later.
I mean, it's the same story of Saturday night.
Yeah.
They're good. They're a good team.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was
At the
just
end of the day, Eddie needs to finish his chances.
Eddie had chances, Marcus had chances. There's a few.
Kevin didn't have a great game. I did not think Kevin had a
He
great
wasn't
game.
as much of a factor.
No,
No,
and defense didn't do him any
like
favors.
I would say CJ was pretty strong. Frankie was
I
strong.
thought
They kept calling Frankie Westerfield.
I know that cracked me up.
Like,
At the
yeah,
end of the day, look, one of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team now. Marlon keeps saying the youngest team. I don't know, but at the end of the day, like number 2 seed, they got a playoff game at home. The day
October 20th, be there.
be there. We'll be there. We're gonna be there with shoes and suits, and we're gonna be all dressed up. It's a big occasion. I mean,
First home playoff game Union 2 have had,
and
so
that's awesome, man. I can't wait to sell um just hang out.
yeah.
And like
Mm.
I hope the Bridge Brigade has a tailgate. You know what? Bridge Brigade. I know some of you listen. Have a tailgate.
Yeah, and like we're doing our best to get the word out there. I know you guys will.
Like
Just
just have
people
them
get there. There were 12,000 fans at St. Louis City 2 today.
get out.
They have a good turnout.
If the
No,
Union get eliminated on Saturday, you need to be like, yo, come tomorrow. We're giving out free tickets. Everybody come. Like,
yeah.
make this a playoff atmosphere.
Because
Like,
especially if that's all the playoffs are gonna get for the Union organization.
hey, open up the stands, make it like, food stands.
Yeah.
Open up a Union Yards. Make it something memorable for these kids because having covered these stories this year, and
Yeah.
we got more stories to come.
Yeah.
These kids are hungry.
They are.
And it's a really awesome thing to see. Yeah, sure. Maybe some other teams are spending more. I get it. It's MLS Next Pro. But come support this team.
Yeah.
Is it minor league? Sure. But it's a fun story. You get
It's
eh,
refreshingly
what
fun.
if A. Davis goes off
Yeah.
to Europe and becomes successful?
There are young stars aside from Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah,
You got Eddie. You got
Frank.
David Vasquez.
You got David Vasquez. I mean, maybe these guys go on to be USL stars or,
You got Andrew Rick in goal,
I mean, just go out and support these
Yeah.
guys because they do me a lot and they work hard. I've seen them work hard. I've seen actually more competitive practices.
Mhm.
And I'm not there every day, but
I know. We've both seen
we've
some
seen
training.
some really competitive practices with YouTube. But anyway, go support them. Tuesday, they're gonna find out their opponent. We'll get the
They get to
game
choose
time.
something different about
Yeah,
MLS Next Pro.
who you want them to get. So your selection. So we'll go down through this real quick here. I did leave this up. Your selections are, since they're second seed, they will get to decide between Orlando City, NYCFC 2, Columbus Crew 2, or Crown Legacy.
Let's see. Who did they do the best against?
Yeah, it's Chattanooga and Core not there.
I know, unfortunately.
They're probably you're gonna imagine
Probably the 7th or 8th seed, probably Crew 2 or Crown Legacy, but
you know who I would like actually? Go for number I think the most people we've talked to, they think they're better than NYC.
well, they did put up a bunch of goals against them that one game, but they've also gotten beat by NYC
yeah,
too.
I mean, go for NYCFC too. Just beat them.
I'm sure their analytics and their statistician, they'll see who they match up against best probably, and that's what they're gonna go for.
I hope
They
Dean.
know more than I do.
I hope Dean gets in Marlon's ear and it's like, hey, here's the stats.
Yeah.
So anyway, having said that,
Yes, it's
we
been a
went-
full weekend.
it
We
has
went from Union, the first team, to the second team and
to the developmental group.
Union 3. And if you aren't aware, yes, there's a Union 3.
They played Lancaster
It's formerly
FC.
the UDS. Yeah, Union Development Squad. So
Yeah, they played Lancaster FC here at yeah.
as y'all know, we're from Lancaster, so it's like hometown.
Shout out to Ken, Borton, Justin,
Amy. Yeah, like all those
Amy,
guys.
Zach was it?
Yeah, Zach. Yeah, yeah.
Zach, and I know he's a big part with Lancaster FC as well. I
Yeah,
mean,
so some of our local crowd, but some people that are from like New Jersey and stuff too.
yeah, I
So
mean, like
that was
Philly,
cool.
boys from
Yeah,
Philly.
yeah.
So it was cool. We were just hanging out, chatting. We showed up probably like halfway through. They're like, it's nothing, nothing.
Yeah, the location got moved, and shout out Ken for messaging me that it was moved to Lancaster Catholic
Because we were at we
yeah,
were at the original stadium. But
yeah,
anyway, yeah, I mean, it was a fun time. We just all hung out, and yeah, I mean, it's developmental soccer.
yeah.
It's
Eh,
UPSL level. So if you ever go, if you're local, now my message to everybody is go check out a Lancaster FC or go check out any of Lancaster local
yeah.
clubs. You got the Inferno, Lancaster City. I mean, you got a couple local clubs. So
Yeah, and Lancaster FC is going to be playing at the Barnstormers, the Clipper Magazine
yeah,
Stadium moving forward.
yeah. So I mean, I'm excited for that. We'll go support them.
Yeah, absolutely. That was really cool though, and it's cool seeing the development side. Yeah. So Union 3 is coached by Fred, former Union player. He was not there though because he had been he was out with red cards. Wasn't
Three
it?
game.
Was yeah, 3 game suspension for
Yeah.
that something. So no Fred.
So anyway, yeah. Hopefully we get him on soon. I know we're trying to line something up.
Yeah, that would be
So
great.
hey, we're trying to line something up with Fred. I have him on talk about his playing days, talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway,
Um,
it was a fun time. Go
yeah.
there. But to wrap up, because this is gonna be a short episode, can do you feel that you make the playoffs?
Um, as a long-suffering Philadelphia fan, I kind of feel like they're not going to, but also there's part of me that wants to be hopeful and feel like, yeah, they're gonna find a way to get in. So I don't know. That's my answer. I'm used to disappointment. Listen, people, I am of an age, and of course you're older than me, Kyle, but I'm of an age that I remember Joe Carter, 1993, breaking everyone's hearts. That was my first taste of what it's like to really be a Philadelphia sports fan. Um,
You know a song I used to love by the Doors.
what?
This is the end.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Did you?
I did actually.
Um, I've been eerily irresponsible. I've gotten cooked on some messages about my predictions.
Mm-hmm.
Draw against Atlanta, called it.
Yeah.
2 losses in a row, called it. Got a
Mm-hmm.
draw since against Cincinnati. I hope they come out and play loose. I hope they don't care. I
Yeah.
just leave it out.
Well,
If
they got
it's
to
if
lose.
it's like a 7-6 game, like MLS 1996 7-6 game, just leave it out in the pitch and they get in, cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if I'm honest, they've gone all they can go.
Yeah.
And it's the end of an era.
Yeah.
And for people that are new, please still support the team.
I've heard that the team was a lot of fun. The games were a lot of fun, even when they weren't good. But hopefully, that's not
Well,
gonna go
because
back to that. But
yeah, if they lose, they're gonna be like, since they went 34 games. I mean, I even looked this up today prior to recording. Yeah, I want to dig into it a little bit more, but it might be this. It might be the second least points, and
one thing to note is they were the only team below the playoff line that had a positive goal differential.
which is why.
Considering they didn't have Andre for half their games, and so they were leaking some goals that they probably wouldn't have normally.
Yeah, I'm gonna have an article coming out about it. Probably not this week. I'm gonna wait till
Mm.
everything's done. I've been chipping at it in the back, So I'll leave you guys with we'll leave you guys with, we've been working on an article, best case, worst case, since August. And yeah, we got some things to discuss in the off season. If this is the end of the road, we got some things lined up. We got a lot of discussions, a lot of data statistics that push into the forefront. But anyway, we had fun time. Todd, thank you for coming out. Jose, thank you for the great content and yeah, just what you got coming up. So guys, if you're not following Todd, Lewis, and Jose Nunez, go follow them. And until next time, this has been one episode of One Team We Agree On.
Yeah, make sure to subscribe and leave us comments because we love hearing from you. And if you have any ideas for us, send them our way.
And until next time, I'm Kyle.
I'm Jillian.
See you at the game.